Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions out of the chat. I've got 19 questions from you guys today. Thank you. Thank you. And 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country, and that's an ongoing thing. And we have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. So thank you for that. Okay. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there, and I timestamp them as I go. So there is that. And I should have done something differently with my cute little kitty pin. Because it keeps getting covered up by my hair, but that's okay. Anyway, yes, Ricky, and the star of the show, the inspiration behind the Elvis Presley hit Love Me Tender. Oh, Boo-Boo's and Kitty. Yes, he's right here. Oh, I can show you guys. I've got to show you this picture. I just took this picture of him just a little bit ago. Download that and download that so I can open them up and I'll show you. Hang on. Let's see here. Downloads. Yes. All right. Hang on. Oh, share screen. Window. There he is. Look at this. Look. Yuck. Look at that cuteness. Look at those little chicken wings. Look at those little chicken wings. He's so cute. It's just adorable. And more close up of the little chicken wings hanging out there in midair. But anyway, all right. I'll go back to what I'm here to do. Tigress, oh, hi, honey. Yes. All right, just having a look. Kathy C, I love your channel. Also, you missed my question again. Uh-oh. Do what? What was your question, Kathy C? Okay, love your kitty pin. Glad the nails are back. Me too. Soon I'll be using cards soon again too. The actual physical cards. And Kathy Delisle, I must agree. Aw, kissy feet. Yes. All right. And floofy tail, RSA West. Yes. Yes. You understand. All right. We're going to jump into the questions for today. It is at 3:30. We're going to start out with Eileen's question. I misunderstood. I thought that Lindsey Graham, I thought that he still had an appeal ahead of him, but apparently not. Lindsey Graham's last appeal, just double checking over here. Oh, great Google, we beseech thee for information. News. Federal judge rules Graham must testify. It's a federal judge, but I did 2 hours ago, Senator Graham to file appeal in subpoena fight. Okay, so he is going to appeal. Yeah, he is going to appeal. I thought he was. So, U.S. District Court of Appeals. Oh, Sarah's helping me here. What did you send me? Lucky girl. Hello, lucky girl, you wonderful, wonderful woman. You have Kathy C's question on your list as number 16. Will Biden announce student loan relief? Okay, good. Thank you. Sarah's sending me information. But anyway, so Lindsey Graham, the judge was from the U.S. District Court of Appeals. because the news I just saw said he's going to appeal. I'm confused. Anyway, the judge has said, Lindsey Graham, yes, Leah's correct. The Georgia judge ordered Lindsey Graham to haul his butt to the Georgia court. Yes. So, okay, we're going to read on that, whether this is the final thing or there's an appeal to come, whatever. Is he going to have to haul his, excuse the expression, haul his butt to the Georgia court, and how is that going to go? This feels like a slightly larger question. Let us see. All right. Lindsey Graham, how are you? Ooh, I'm feeling a little panic from Lindsey, which isn't completely unusual. He's not as he's more emotional than some of these politicians. He's on the more emotional side of the political spectrum of the people I read on. Kevin is saying he's appealing the federal, I believe. That's what I thought. But Eileen says he'll probably appeal all the way to the Supreme Court. Okay. So let's have a look at Lindsey. Are you going to be in front of the Georgia grand jury? You rancid mint julep. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Go sit and talk. Home environment. Oh my gosh, I didn't share the screen. Oh, a little discombobulated today. Here we go. Chrome tab. Here we go. All right, so this is what I'm getting. In the end, yeah, he's going to have to just go sit down. The weak, underestimated Democrats, just go sit down, because he thinks he's important. He's too important. He tried to say that he doesn't have to go and talk to the grand jury because what he was talking about falls under the purview of his work as a senator, and the judge said no. So he's got, in the past, they're this is part of a bigger thing. This is a part of a bigger legal question. I mean, Fani Willis has got quite the great big thing going. And near future, this is America seeing. I mean, what's happening in the grand jury is not going to stay in the grand jury forever. It's going to come out. And he's got aces above and below him. At the base, he has the Democrat, the power. See, because aces can be either a beginning. Well, actually, I should say they can be a number of things. They can be a beginning. Or one of the main things they can be as a beginning, or a big amount of, like the Ace of Pentacles. It's like a big material thing, a big chunk of money, a big thing. Well, this is big democratic power, big standing up against what's happening. And hanging above him is the sword of truth. Great big, massive sword of truth, cutting through the crown. So hopes and fears is judgment. What other people see, that's how I know that final page of cups is not good for Lindsey, because this is what comes before it. This is what other people see. Then you have this. If this page of cups was just all on its own and there was nothing boosting it up, I'd say, maybe the Democratic energy is a little weak, but it doesn't feel like it. You are going to Georgia, and it's not going to go well for you, is what this feels like. Lindsey Graham, Lindsey, are you going to be in trouble? Does anybody know what the legal jeopardy is for what Lindsey is accused of doing? Any idea? Anybody? Oh boy, yeah. Do not underestimate the Democrats. We're not big and showy. We're not aggressive, but yeah, do not mess with us, because we have law on our side. We have right on our side. We have decency on our side. We have all the good stuff on our side. And it's about Trump trying to overturn the election, and he helped. Allegedly, he helped. Card for the reading, howling at the moon. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Republicans being held accountable for what they actually did. The shock, I tell you. Oh, my little kitty. There we go. All right. Yes, I love that. Who was that? Marie Henson is asking, didn't they buy Rudy a bus ticket? Or have Rudy buy a bus ticket? Yeah. All right. So you're trying to overturn an election, dude, and this is being hemmed in legally, and this is decisions you made. This is about a decision you made that has consequences with the law. Center the reading. How much work is this tower card? This tower card is turning into the MVP of the tarot deck. It just keeps coming up in these readings over and over and over. And don't forget, I mean, I believe that an app can work as well as cards you're using by hand. But this really is random. I don't program it to say what card it's going to come up with, and it's been really consistent in the messaging. This is a whole lot of legal sleepless worry. Tiger says, I like this app. Thank you. This is the Tarot ! App on the iPad. So that's what this is. And it cost me a couple of dollars, or it cost me a few dollars, but that's fine. If I was going to use this on the channel, I wanted the makers to benefit from it in some way. So, all right. Julie Robinette is saying it does. Tower come tumbling down. Yes. Oh, okay. Mel Broussard has some information. Georgia election law, up to 10 years in prison or $100,000 fine for interference in elections. You don't say. Glenna Miles is saying the app works well for you and us. Oh, good. Lila Bell likes the app. Tiger says it's worth a few dollars. Yes. And Kathy Delisle saying, I think you've proved the app is in tune with the universe. Good. Okay, Tasha Monroe is saying part of the ruling to Lindsey Graham from the judges, issues relating to alleged attempts to influence or disrupt the lawful administration of Georgia's 2022 elections. Wait a second, 2022 elections? That's this year. I thought that was only about the 2020 election. Mel Broussard, Georgia law, 21-566, interference with primaries and elections generally. Oh my gosh, FYI, Tia Pickerel told the chat that the Fool's Dog is the company that produces this tarot app that Autumn is using. The app is called Tarot ! In the App Store. Fantastic. Yes, the Fool's Dog. Yes, that is. Yes, family. So, Lindsey, this is not looking good for you. No, not looking good. No. Okay. 15 minutes in. Let's have a look. Sandy Miller had a question. 15 minutes in. Will Trump make a sudden trip to a fancy drug rehab facility when he realizes he has no way out? Maybe use this as a defense. I would be floored if he did. Not just, it's unprecedented. No, because he's a narcissist. They don't ask for help. They don't. No. Mm-mm. So, but anyway, let's have a look. Will Trump find his way to some form of rehab facility? Find his energy. Where is his energy? It feels like he's in information gathering mode. He's just talking, and not like talking at people. He's actually asking questions. That's bizarre. There's an institution in the middle, but I am not seeing a whole lot of cup cards here. I mean, there's a card here, but this is a refusal. So this is a refusal to get help. Entertainment only. Yeah, this is, the energy around Trump. Howling at the moon about his business, about the probably Tish James, that kind of thing. Talk about legal jeopardy, because legal swords are metaphorically headed right for him. Institutions, this is state and federal, going after him. That's going to prison of some nature. And his secrets. And then I've got a death card. I mean, it's just, and then this card for the reading again. I mean, it's not pretty. But is he going to ask for help? Is he going to go to rehab? Whether he chooses to or not, no, he's going to refuse. That is the card of refusal. That is the card of refusal of medical help. Cups are medical help. That's the card of refusal. You can't get any clearer than that. And yeah, his life will be shorter because he doesn't ask for help and he doesn't listen to reality. But I want him to stay healthy for years to come so that he can go on very reasonable trial. Anyway. Okay, Deborah Murphy had a question at 1830. So look here, 1830. When do you think the kids, Trump's kids, will go all out against their dad? Will it be after they find out dad's trying to bust their mom's will? Or after he has? Is he? I have not heard. Is Trump trying to bust? I need to get a drink here. Is Trump trying to bust Ivana's will, or are we just assuming? Has anybody heard anything? Okay. Mel Broussard said busting her will would be right in line with his character. Oh, yeah, totally expected. Not even that, but that wouldn't be remotely surprising. Okay, I just spilled this. I guess the lid's not quite pulling itself together. So I just sprinkled this all over everything. All right. I'm gonna put this here. All right, so let's have a look at Trump and Ivana's will. Because Ivana had a fair chunk of change, and didn't her husband die less than a year ago? Well, that was their partnership. That's her. She was mom, the matriarch of that part of the family. I don't know what's going on outside. It seems like a lot of water. Well, sitting pretty, looking for more though. She left her money to her kids, is what it feels like. But Trump is desperate for money, and Grift Co. is desperate for money, and I wonder if he's going to pressure the kids, Junior. Yeah, he's pressure the kids to send some of that money into Save Grift Co. Yeah, I wouldn't hold it past him at all. Hello, Becca. Becca from House of Lynn Normand is here. Hello, dear heart. Yes, Trillium Tarot says she had 2 husbands after Cheetah. Most recent divorce was 2009. Oh, okay. I thought that because I know she married someone who was like 23 years younger than she was, and he ended up dying before she did. So I must be wrong on my dates. Kevin says Pamela said she heard Ivana left it for the grandkids. Okay. Oh, here we go. K. Rubio. Ivana left her estate to her mom and then her grandkids. Is her mother still alive? Apple says, how can Trump be desperate for money when he sells top secret information? Because he is a bad business person in all things, even treason. Allegedly. Yes, I color my hair. Yes. It's just I don't dye, honey. It's just a rinse. No, it's a deposit. It doesn't bleach. It deposit color. So sometimes it's lighter, sometimes it's darker, depending on what I'm using. But it doesn't actually bleach the hair. You need to know that? No. Anyway. So let's specifically ask about Ivana's estate. Ivana's estate. What's going to go on with Ivana's estate? Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Well, it's a chunk of change. Trillium Tarot says you are correct. Her 4th husband died October 29th, 2021 at the age of 49. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a chunk of change. I mean, you've got the sitting pretty card for the reading, and then you've got the Ace of Pentacles right in the middle. That's a chunk. This would be giving the money to this would be giving money to family, this would be a will, that kind of thing. But here is something about not enough money in this particular point, and then the thief card. And it's like, well, let's see, not enough money and thief card. Who does that remind me of? I'm still waiting for Mary Trump's case against Trump a case against her uncle to just financially take him apart. But this is that's the law. And those are the grandkids, or the kids of grandkids. I don't think he's got a lot of recourse there. He'll try. I don't think it's going to help him as much as he wants, because he's in debt. I'm serious. I just keep getting, no matter how much this man is grifted off of his followers, I just cannot. This thief card is just all over him, and lack. Having a quick look at the chat. Pamela Bryant says Ivana did get a great divorce settlement. It was huge for the time. Who said that Atha Volpe? Before it's earned, my money's always spent. Oh, is that from a song? Oh yeah, Pamela Bryant. It was from the First Wives Club, where she said, "Don't get mad, get everything." Yeah. Wow. Excuse me. Excuse me. Kevin's saying Ivana's mom is still living. She's 96. Oh, wow. Lola Bell says $40 million. $40 million? Wow. Yeah, I don't think Trump's he's desperate, but I don't think he's really, he can try to get a little, it feels like he's going to try to find ways to siphon some money in, but he can't just he can't do what he did to Mary Trump and her brother and just be like, mine. But the desperate energy coming off of Trump right now is, one, staggering, two, a beauty to behold. The only problem is he tends to get kind of desperate and particularly obnoxious. But it's a day ending in Y. All right, at 27 minutes in, let's have a look at a news headline here. 27. Trump wants to put the homeless in camps. Yeah, this was in his recent campaign speeches he gets paid by campaigns to go out and talk to and speak before Republicans and be there to endorse whomever. He has to speak for 45 minutes, which is why he's often there for exactly 45 minutes. He spends as much time as he can when he first gets on stage talking, reintroducing everybody, all the big names who were there. Have you seen, this person, and we've got here, let's give this person a round of applause, doing a great job. Oh, and this person's here, this person's here. It's a time waster. And then he goes off on his fascist blather. And one of the things he's talking about is setting up camps for the homeless. And it tends to kind of puzzle the people watching, the people standing behind him. They look a little like, wouldn't that cost us money? Shouldn't they pick themselves up by their bootstraps? Isn't that kind of our rallying cry? And it's like, guys, if you're wondering if he's doing this because suddenly he's caring, no. Keyword here, camps. When did that ever go wrong? So the question is, Trump wants to put the homeless in camps. Is that a thing? Is that something the Republicans are going to jump on? Is that kind of where this is going? Oh, there's some cruel law enforcement. There we go. Heather Formosa, how to say you're a Nazi without saying you're a Nazi? Camps for, name the group. Yep. So, no, I did not get highlights. Thank you, though. Matter of fact, the next time I do my hair will probably be darker. Not a big thing. Okay, so camps. The amount of damage that would do. Seek help, Trump. Seek help. Yeah, we're well, in America, we're not for that. Jennifer Bixby suggesting another way to profit from privatization. Oh, jeez. But the real loony, the real cuckoo clocks out there, it's just all bad. No, it would cost money. You'd actually have to get it past the regular Republicans. Where would it be? States would be involved. The biggest cities are in more blue states, et cetera, et cetera. No Name here says he's figured out to profit from the camps, perhaps. Oh, that would be a given. Bully judgments. I'm not seeing this happening. They're Republicans want to set up camps for the homeless. No, and the group of the far right and their beliefs, they're not going away. They're just not going to have any success. Alas, they're still there. Oh boy, okay. There was something here. Betty Harper says it's like the tent cities. The sheriff in Arizona. Yes. Arpaio. Yeah, I lived in Phoenix during his tenure. Lived there for about a year and a half. And yeah, it was awful. He was awful. Pamela Bryant is saying, oh, but they've already done that. Several prisons for profit have been opened in America since Ronald Reagan took office. Yes, to some extent. Joe Arpaio. Thank you, Trillium Tarot. And, well, Doxy Mom is suggesting that perhaps the homeless in the camps could make Ivanka's shoes. Yeah. Thread of Hope. Can we do an all good news or positive people one day just to break the ick routine? That's not really what I do here. It's a news channel. I mean, it's a fringe. We're out there, but the whole point of the channel is that we can look at the news, we can see that there's hope, we can see that we're not alone. There are always going to be people in this world who we strongly disagree with, but we're really here to laugh at them, to keep an eye on them, to watch karma catch up with them, to get some emotional catharsis. So, there are good people in this world. There just are. And there are animals and there are cute kitties and there's a lot of good in this world. But we're kind of a news thing around here. Holly says, breaking, Rudy's been told he is the target of a criminal election interference probe. Oh, what a shame. That makes me happy. Yes, Isabel Moss. Boom. Yes. Diane says it'll be positive when he's put in chains. When Trump is put in handcuffs through fully legal means with evidence, that will be beautiful. All right. So Tasha is saying, yep, old Rudy's scheduled to testify later this week. Isabel Moss says, I feel like Christmas came early. Where was that? Who just said that? Lola Bell. He's sweating just for men. For those of you who are outside of the U.S., just for men is hair dye for men. Nice. All right. We like that. Okay, so let's see here. This Steve Doocy over on Fox News. We're at 30. Let's just say 36. Wonder if he's going to keep his job. Not that I have any inherent admiration for Steve Doocy, but I'm pleased when someone shows some decency and not hypocrisy, especially on Fox News. Good grief. It's like finding hen's teeth. Steve Doocy over on Fox News is turning on Trump. Or he's I don't know, keeping hold of reality, keeping hold of the edge of reality. Quote, it would ultimately be great if the former president, who has always been a great supporter of law enforcement, really? Okay. Posed with 1,000 police departments coast to coast. It would be great if he called for an end to the violent rhetoric against federal law enforcement, and in particular, the FBI, the FBI agents who were just doing their job. Is Steve Doocy the face of a Fox News that is turning on Trump, or will he be making an exit from the network soon? Steve Doocy, not my favorite person, but hello. Read the search documents on the wall. So what's going to happen to Steve Doocy here? I'm guessing he has a fair amount of money in the bank. Like if he lost his job, he wouldn't like it, but I have a feeling he wouldn't be a pauper. And his job has been to stir up the right. But now we've reached a point of howling at the moon. The young and not the most sophisticated Republican voters coming against law enforcement and law enforcement agents. Republicans right there. He's trying to shine a light on the reality of the situation, because he knows that he feels that us on this side of the aisle are gloating. And it's like, no, we want justice. This isn't a sports team. This isn't like, hey, we scored a touchdown and somebody will win or lose and then the season will be over. No, these are people's lives. This is a disagreement between ideologies. But he knows that how it's riling up the Republicans who feel like, oh, it's all because they themselves have helped stir this pot. It's all rigged. It's nothing's fair. We have to fight for so good luck to him. He's not going to have much luck here. He's really not. He's what he is right now is he's trying to be a voice of let's not attack the FBI. Should not be a wild suggestion from a diehard Republican. but apparently it currently is. I like that, Polly Wanda. A future movie title, A Prison for Old Men. Okay, it seems like there's some water outside. If you guys have been hearing this, I'm sorry if it's been bothering you. I don't know where this is coming from, but it just keeps going and going. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. Okay. All right, so let's go on to the next question. At 40:45, Julie had a question. It's very sad. 40:45. Was the fall of Afghanistan after our removal a direct result of Trump telling and selling state secrets? Well, he made a deal with the Taliban. You leave us alone and we'll eventually leave. But is the fall of Afghanistan a part? Is some Trump selling secrets any part of the catastrophe going on in Afghanistan? I don't have anything here about secrets. I've got a nation of 12 tribes who don't want a central leader, basically. From what I can tell, King of Cups would be America. Ace of Wands, 2. The King of Cups and the Seven of Cups there. They're still, on the right, they're still beating up Biden for how we got out of Afghanistan. Insult to injury in the center, that's pretty much the Taliban. Temperance. We tried, it tried some temperance, but it just really hurt people there. I don't have anything here about secrets or Trump selling. I'm not picking up anything like that. So, okay. All right, at 42:45, Eileen had a question. 42:45. Could Garland have asked District Attorney Bragg to hold off or slow down the New York investigation while the DOJ's investigating into Trump, so the DOJ could continue unimpeded, trying to give the benefit of the doubt? All right, so did Garland ask Bragg to slow down? Yes, they're different, but they could talk in theory. Garland. No. I'm getting things are acting independently. Well, insult to injury and then the thief card for Trump and all he does, it's not really a stretch. But here we've got us being pleased at the movement toward justice, and there's the justice card itself. Justice for the emperor. Trump's in pretty big trouble because he got himself into trouble. This feels more like sharing information, but there's nothing here about. This is the Trump world fighting back. I'm not getting anything like that, for what it's worth. So, but there is trouble coming for. There is legal trouble, legal comeuppance coming for Trump. Yes, please. Yes, please. I would be happy. I would be ecstatic to have a surprise live stream because Trump's been indicted, arrested, and my dream of dreams, convicted. Oh. So, hang on a second, let me do this. And we're going to go on to the next question here in a second. But let me see, do I have this handy? All right. So, one of these days I'm going to get this sorted out. But I've got to figure out where things are. Then it'll be easier. No, thought it would be easy to find. Oh, this reminds me. I was going to. This is a good time to do this. Pamela says, when the news came down about Mar-a-Lago last Monday, I knew I could count on you for being live. Oh, good. Good, yes. Yes. Trillium Tarot, the gesture Autumn just made is either the Ten of Cups or it's the more you know. Yes. All right. We're going to have just a brief break here, very brief, where I want to share a couple of the sounds on here. I said I was going to the end the other day, but I forgot. So we're going to do something just for fun here for just a second, because on this app that I found, it has a couple of the funniest ringtones or just noises. So actually, I think this thing's really loud, but let me see. How loud are you? So imagine this is for some people, this would not be an appropriate or a useful ringtone, like for me, but for others, and I just like how it's presented.
Warning, it's your mother. Your mother is calling you now. Warning, it's your mother. Your mother is calling you now.
It's your mother. Your mother is calling you now. I like that one. I found the perfect one for Josh Hawley. Yeah, Josh Hawley. If I could bring up sound effects easily, every time I talked about Josh Hawley, I'd have something like this. Josh Hawley. That's Josh Hawley right there. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where else was there? There was something else. I was pretty sure there was. Let me quick look. Oh, and if every time Trump called somebody, I was thinking about this one. Every time Trump gets on the phone and calls somebody.
Warning, this phone has detected an incoming call from a loser. Repeat, incoming call from a loser. Please do not attempt to initiate contact. The number has been traced and will be blocked and deleted from your contact list.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that was it. Let me double check. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Yeet, and loser. We have detected that this phone is being called by a loser. All right. Enough of this jocularity. Go back to the Cat Shepherd says, I have an ASMR channel that uses those sound effects. Cat Shepherd, do you run an ASMR channel? Cool. So Frank says, I need that loser one for sure. Awesome. All right. It's very warm. All right. let's go on to the rest of the questions. Here we go. At 50 minutes in. Suzanne had a question. Okay. 50, we'll say 15. Is DeSantis looking at Kari Lake as a possible VP candidate and running mate? Toxic. Man, it's like mixing, I don't know. It would be like mixing the green barrels of radioactive goo from old video games and whatever is in Trump's veins. Toxic. Just ew. All right. DeSantis and Kari Lake for president and vice president. Please no, but okay. Good news and bad news here. Bad news. They have plans in general, just on the far right. They've got plans. Home environment, that would be an authoritarian dictator. DeSantis. Final outcome is more of this ultra right-wing, vicious, vile grossness. Yeah. However, what other people see, Paige, they don't have much power. Ahead, temperance. People don't want the extremism anymore. More and more people are just like, you know what? I've had enough of the extremism. Below, not looking good for them at all. Above, pleasant Democrats, Saturday at the Garden Center. People want, for all the attacks on Joe Biden, and I blame the media for some of that. Ageism much? Ageism, not giving him the credit he deserves. But anyway, people want decency, quiet, yeah, it's just, and in the end, this is a new start, but it's not. People seeing they're not a big threat. That's what I'm getting for that. They are extremists, but they're being crossed, they're being hampered, and they will be hampered by moderate Democrats who are being wildly underestimated. So, yeah, I'm not, yeah. But, oh, gross. Gross. Ugh. 54. Okay, 54. GOPer, who had his phone seized. Oh, is that what's his name? It's not Eastman. Who just had his phone seized? Scott Perry? Something like that. Anyway, GOP person who had his phone seized suggests he would have destroyed it if there was January 6th evidence on it. Let's have a look at the link. Because, of course, Perry. Thank you, Kathy. Perry. Yes. Thank you, Julie. Representative Scott Perry, representative from Pennsylvania, warned that tyranny is going to come into everyone's living room very shortly after he had his phone temporarily seized by FBI agents. You mean if your side gets any more power, tyranny will come into more and more living rooms? Yeah. I believe that if people vote for you. Make sure I put his name in here. What's going to happen to Representative Scott Perry? It sounds like he done got himself into a little bit of trouble. Oh, Scott Perry. Yeah, you're one of the crazies. Ooh, the tide is turned on him. Oh my God. And I'm getting a mental image of a tide coming in, but it came in, but now it's like the tide's going out and it's really far out. And there's a whole lot of stuff exposed, nasty stuff that becomes exposed at low tide. Yeah. Oh, Perry, you're in trouble. He tries to get rid of any kind of Democratic anything. He's not a household name, but he's one of those people. But he's part of the constant attack on democracy. But that tide has turned, and there is an official investigation. There are 10 legal swords headed for his metaphorical back for all the stirring and stirring and stirring he did, as one of the whole group of people. So all the investigations, the tide has turned, investigations are coming against the people who are trying to stir everything up. Okay, bye-bye. I hadn't heard of Scott Perry, and I guess he's not really worth looking at because bye. Evelyn Hartman, I agree. He looks like a deer in the headlights. Yeah. All right. 5730, we have a question from Eileen. 5730. Florida teacher quits after staff removed posters of Black leaders. I'm going to take my chair down. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. All right, I'll make this 5830 because Florida teacher quits after staff removed posters of Black leaders. Was later told it was because it was too complex for his special ed students. Will more teachers quit? Yeah. Corruption. Massive, horrible corruption. Yeah. Pit of there in Dante's Inferno, there are the is it 9 levels of hell? And Satan himself is in the bottom level, but he's actually encased in ice on a throne. And these people, I don't think I don't think there's a lot of heat. I think it's very cold where they are because they are sitting right underneath Satan's back end in the 9th level of hell. Ace of Cups, decency, lovers. Okay, Okay, this is like health. It's like with healthcare. It's education. It's giving, encouraging, enriching, mentally, spiritually, physically, and then you've got the cult members and a theft card. Legal policies, bullies in charge, they're just in Florida. They're just full of this stuff, and there's just, it's too much of a burden. They will continue to lose teachers. DeSantis. I need to do a reading on DeSantis. Give us some hope here. 101. 101. DeSantis. $101.15. So what's going to happen to DeSantis? For someone who barely won office, he has really gone off the deep end. What's going to happen to Ron DeSantis of Florida? Good news. Things won't work out for him in the end. So that's good. Home environment could have a very, I wonder if that isn't the rest of the country being like, oh, thank heavens we're not in Florida. Criminalizing, forcing people to leave who have worked with others, helped others, been open-minded, been decent. This Queen of Swords feels really nasty in DeSantis readings. This is that legislature in Florida. Above, you will find entertainment on the YouTube, but you will find he is enriching himself quite a bit. Is my feeling on this. In the past, death, yeah, he's creating all kinds of misery. Near future, more of his extremism. This is not the first reading I've gotten where he's just going to keep on keeping on. What other people see, he does what he wants. He thinks he's untouchable. Ultimately, I think this guy's got some legal trouble. Stuff he's putting out there is not going to hold. Also, with that Ace of Pentacles, that's a lot of power. It's a lot of Republican power. But this, give me some more information on this Ten of Swords, because is that DeSantis himself? He has the energy of a lead brick. Yeah. Talking about low vibration. Seriously. It's just like floor level and incredibly compact. Like a brick. Only it's toxic, like lead. I've got judgment and death at the end. This is evidence. Let's put this together. There's evidence. There's Trump. There's the Democrats just trying to live their little Democrat lives, trying to rebuild the bridges, trying to, America right in the middle, seeing the whole thing, the Empress. Rancor, trying to stir it up on the right. But because of that stirring, judgment and the death card. And I'm asking about DeSantis. Is he on the receiving end of this, or the handing out of that kind of cruelty? He's on the receiving end of this negativity. I just wanted to double check. His extremism, thinking that that's how he's going to win. And this is him metaphorically being strung up by his heels. He's not going to win in the end, but he has more cruelty and stupidity and bigotry and selfishness and rottenness ahead of him, because he's not going to change, and he's going to be in power for a little while. So Ian McGrath says that's a total insult to a lead brick. If I was a lead brick, I'd be ashamed. If you were a lead brick, I would apologize to you, but it's the best I can come up with. Okay, at 106, let's have a look here. 106, Marjorie Trader Green. 106. Okay, we'll get through this. We'll get through this. Who's president right now? Who's president? Joe Biden. Who's the vice president right now? The first woman of color is our vice president, Kamala Harris, right now. Right now. Right now. Good stuff. Who's the Speaker of the House? Nancy Pelosi. And even though it's ridiculously slim margin, which party has control of the Senate? Deciding what comes to the floor? And who's in charge of the committees? Democrats. So anyway, Ian McGrath, it was just a bad joke. Oh, no, you're fine. You're good. All right. So if the lawn care over there in the neighbor's yard is bothering you, just let me know and I'll close the windows. All right. So Marjorie Trader Green believes, this is, does this have the whole quote? Let me see if I want to get you the quote, because wow, this is, even for Marjorie Trader Green, this is a thing. All right, you can read it. I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to share. So hopefully you can see the screen, because I don't want to read the title, but I'll read down in it. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene has a bizarre new theory. Conspiracy theorist Marjorie Taylor Greene says white men are turning to these things because discrimination has left them with few other options. I quote, "I believe that white men are the most persecuted identity in America. Young white men are put at the bottom on the list of so many things." Without jobs or playing sports, they spend time, hours and hours alone. It turns them to all kinds of bad things. And a lot of time playing video games. She then rambled on about transgenderism, feminism, a plot to depopulate the planet, teachers, ADHD treatments, and antidepressants. Then we see them go and do these horrible things, unthinkable things, school shootings or shootings out in public. It's a failure of our society that these things are happening. Yes, because we have too many flipping guns. Yeah, that's it. Sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Marjorie, let's just check in. I doubt anything much is changing with her yet. We're still stuck with her for a while, but oh dear great Gussie. Okay. So Marjorie Trader Green. Persecuted. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, because it's the young it's the white men who were pulled over by the police. Just all the time. Shot without provocation. It's sad, really. Things aren't going to work out well for her. She's all up in her feelings because she's trying to gin up the far right because basically she's got a bullhorn for her inflammatory garbage. The Democrats are winning with, I don't know, decency and infrastructure. And am I correct in saying that inflation for July was at 0%? Isn't that correct? Isn't unemployment down to 3 point something percent? The government can now negotiate for drug prices to lower drug prices. Yeah. And so what are they left with on the right? Saying Biden is old? And she thinks that she's just going to ride to ultimate victory with the most vile stuff. But then I've got a death card and the Queen of Swords. And that Queen of Swords, there's some kind of investigation here. I would think maybe that's her, her as a as a legislator. But it doesn't feel like that. Let me see if I can get more, because I don't want to just, see what I want to see. I want to double check here. Marjorie Trader Green. She can't do much for her constituents. She's not on any committees. And she's been allowed to just swan around spewing her hatred and grossness like Trump has. But that's not her. That's law enforcement. Yeah, she's got trouble coming. I don't know that it's imminent. But Deb Marsh saying January 6th is coming for her. Oh, okay. Trillium Terrace's wholesale inflation fell 0.5% in July. Thank you for correcting me. In another sign of price increases are slowing. Okay. Thank you, Ian. That's very sweet of you. Julie, I agree. Why is she relevant? There's a great meme. Why is you here? I think that's perfect. That describes us perfectly. Anyway. Okay. How many questions am I down to? You know what? I think that's going to do it. I think that's going to do it for me for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11, 12. Okay. I thank you so much. Thank you. I have covered 12 questions. I take your 12 questions out of the chat every day. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody. Really appreciate it. It is 1:34 p.m. here in Chicago. At 4 p.m. I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel to do creative sprints. You are always welcome. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I am here 365 days of the year. Weekdays, weekends, holidays, your birthday, my birthday, I am here. All right. And I'll take some more of your questions tomorrow. Thank you for everything. Oh, Julie, super chat today. Thank you. Yes, it was great. It's been great. Thank you. All right. So hang in there. You are not alone. We are in this together. Joe Biden is president. Nancy Pelosi is Speaker of the House. Chuck Schumer has got control of what comes to the floor in the Senate. Merrick Garland is the Attorney General of the U.S. Letitia James is the Attorney General of the state of New York. Fani Willis has a grand jury going in Georgia that is bearing fruit. Alan Weisselberg and the Trump org go on trial. Trial starts October 24th. And in this last week, the FBI searched and seized classified materials from Trump's rental property. There are good days ahead. All right, hang in there. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thank you.